Good evening and welcome. This is 6 o'clock news on MITV. I am Tomisi Adebukola. 7 more kidnapped passengers of the March 28 train attack in Kaduna State have regained their freedom. The victims were released on Wednesday morning after spending 135 days in the custody of the terrorists. It is, however, not clear if any ransom was paid for the terrorists to secure their release. Although police authorities are yet to confirm the development, a member of the negotiating team, Chukwumamu, told news media that 6 of the released hostages are members of the same family, which include a couple and their 4 children. The father of 4 kids, Abubakar, is the son of former military administrator of Kano and Benue states, Chukwumamu, Major General Chris Garba, and also a staff of the National Assembly Commission. The terrorists also released a 60-year-old woman, one Hajia Aisha Hassan, who was said to have been freed due to life-threatening health challenges that deteriorated recently. And President Muhammadu Buhari has called on political leaders to stay focused and uphold their ultimate objective of promoting the interests of the country, saying Nigeria cannot afford another civil war. Buhari made the call in Abuja while receiving former state chairman of the defunct Congress for Progressive Change, CPC. The president stated a self-centeredness that led to the loss of millions of lives between 1967 and 1970 must not be allowed to repeat itself, stressing the CPC was founded on the bedrock of patriotism and loyalty to the unity of Nigeria, while asking all members of the defunct CPC and political leaders to always be mindful of the larger picture by working towards preserving the unity and peace and integrity of the nation. Buhari thanked them for the merger that led to the ruling of Progressive Congress, describing the president as the patriarch of the CPC. Chairman of the forum and former chairman of the party in Niger State, Umar Shuaibu, said the party had maintained all its structures across the country. He assured President Buhari of their loyalty, especially in the forthcoming elections. Shuaibu commended the president for providing strong leadership over the years, particularly in the remained balanced, fair and above board in electoral issues.
I'm delighted to welcome the Forum of State Chairmen of the former Congress for Progressive Change to State House today. I accord great significance to this visit as it demonstrates a determination and commitment to identify with our administration. This visit recalls the solidarity with the successes that we have recorded in critical areas of our society.
Before you today are the state chairman of the defunct Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, and some of our national stakeholders, your loyalists who had been with you since the days of the APP, ANPP, and finally the CPC, before the merger for the formation of our great party, the All-Progressive Congress, APC. Our joy knows no bound for this honor of being with the #1 citizen of this country, the patriarch of the defunct CPC family. We celebrate you and pray for your successful completion of this administration, which was birthed 29th of May 2015. As we had done during the APP, ANPP, and the CPC era, in order to salvage our nation from imminent failures at the beginning of our struggle, we are still on with politics of patriotism and sacrifice irrespective of available resources. Hence, our preoccupation with grassroots mobilization.
The federal government has disbursed a total of 100 billion naira to the indigenous pharmaceutical manufacturers and healthcare investors as loans expand their capital base and boost local production of medicines and medical consumables. President Buhari announced while receiving the new executive members of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA. The president explained that a loan was extended through the Central Bank of Nigeria's support to the private pharmaceutical sector. He added that the Health Sector Reform Committee, chaired by Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, is currently exploring models for revitalizing the nation's healthcare system in ways that improve quality of care and a benefit package to care providers. He urged the association and other stakeholders in the health sector to support initiatives by the federal government and work with the committee set up to chart a fast track to a health system that best meet the needs of Nigerians in the 21st century. The president also commended the association, which is the umbrella body of all medical practitioners in Nigeria, for consistently choosing peaceful resolution on differences on matters pertinent to the national health system.
The immediate first Nigerian Medical Association executives visited me and presented recommendations for the health sector, which included the review and amendment of National Health Insurance Scheme Act, upgrading and equipping existing health institutions, loans to fund hospital equipment, the repeal and reenactment of the Medical and the Dental Practitioners Act, and appeal for more funding for the 4 newly established University of Medical Sciences. I am pleased to inform you that most of these recommendations have been addressed, whilst further action.
The NMA is the umbrella body of all medical and dental practitioners in Nigeria. We are an association built on the foundation of protection for the medical profession and practitioners, caring for the patient, building up the health system, and supporting the progress of the nation. The current National Officers Committee was elected on the 21st of May 2022 at the end of the annual delegates meeting at EUI Event Center in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. On behalf of the NOC and entire members of the NMA, I bring you greetings and best wishes, Mr. President. We are delighted at the prompt response to our request for a courtesy visit, and we begin by informing Your Excellency that the NMA was in the news recently over the emergence of one of her past presidents and the president of Commonwealth Medical Association, Dr. Sahon Enabulele, as the first Nigerian to become the World Medical Association president-elect. Sir, his inauguration as president of the WMA will come up early in October in Berlin, Germany, thereby affording Nigeria another opportunity to put in a good shift at the global stage.
Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State on Wednesday criticized Christians who oppose his acceptance to serve as the Director General of the All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Organization, stating as a Catholic with a highest papal award, the Pope has not told him what he is doing is wrong. Since the emergence of Bola Tinubu as the APC presidential candidate, the ex-Lagos governor picked former Borno governor Kashim Shettima as his running mate. The development has since generated controversy, especially among the Christian folks, including the Christian Association of Nigeria, who have since rejected the Muslim ticket. Despite defending his choice of Shettima as his running mate, critics have remained adamant considering the religious beliefs of Nigerians. But Governor Lalong backed the idea of a Muslim ticket after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja. Lalong maintained he has enormous respect for his faith as a Christian, noting he was elected governor for people of faith, of all faiths and non-believers as well. The Plateau leader said he's therefore not sure where those who claim to be Christians and stand in opposition to his appointment are from.
Started the market and completed by about 2 other governors, including Solomon Lar. My principle when I came into office was continuing with projects left by my predecessors. Before that, the governor that was before my predecessor, immediate predecessor, said he was not going to continue with projects left by his predecessors, including the market. He came out and said, I will not rebuild this market. But when I was interviewed, I said, if I leave office without rebuilding this market, I would not have done favor to the people of Plateau, and especially to our leaders who had this concept. And that was what I started. And the time, 2019, when I was going into election, one of the campaigns of the opposition was that I told a lie.
The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAM) has released the results of the recently concluded conducted mop-up examination for 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations (UTME). JAM released the results in a statement by the board's head of Public Affairs and Protocol, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, in Abuja on Wednesday. Benjamin said the board had in place a user-friendly and simplified process of checking UTME results in line with its desire to adhere to the ease of doing business protocol of the government. To check the results of the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination mop-up examination results conducted on August 6, all a candidate needs to do is simply send results to 55019. He notes that the candidates can also print their result from the board's website, www.jam.gov.ng, after linking their email address to their profile. He said the simplified process would also preclude the exploitation of candidates by Shylock business centers and cyber cafes that often take advantage of hapless candidates. The concerned affiliates of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, have called on employers of labor in Nigeria, federal and state governments not to recognize or have anything to do with the claimed leadership of the TUC of Nigeria pending the determination of the substantive issues in court. Chairman Emmanuel Jaja announced while speaking with newsmen at his BFI office on Wednesday in Lagos. Recall that the election that produced Osifo, the current president of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengaston, as TUC president, was held on Tuesday, the 19th of July at the International Conference Center, Abuja, during the 12th Triennial National Delegate Conference of TUC. Jaja stated that the above-mentioned group of affiliates of TUC have considered it necessary to draw the attention of the public, especially the federal and state government and all employers of labor in Nigeria, that the purported National Delegates Conference TUC in Abuja was a nullity, and therefore the products of the conference should not by any means be recognized as the leadership of TUC, as the so-called Delegates Conference contradicted all forms, rules and laws guarding the Congress Delegates Conferences.
In the light of the above, therefore, we call on the federal government, state government, and the employers of labor in Nigeria not to recognize or have anything to do with the so-called leadership of Trade Union Congress of Nigeria pending the determination of the substantive issue in court. Meanwhile, we have directed our lawyers to ensure that they do the needful as regards the violation of the court's orders to serve as a deterrent to others who may want to defile court orders in future.
We were in court so that there will not be fracas, there will not be serious misgiving that the issue will not be able to handle. But while in court, trying to seek an intervention of a third party, they went ahead to do what we are even complaining of. So, sir, we will not have gone to court, as he said, if they had done the needful by inviting us to discuss the issues we raised with them ab initio.
Decision we took, whether it is right or wrong, it is left for the court to decide on that. We are not here to talk about what court has to do. That's the responsibility of the court. I'm not here for us to tell you whether there is. We are not debating it. We are not lawyers here. We have sent
a copy of the Constitution.
Right or wrong? They will tell us whether it is right or wrong.
Failure of residents of Lagos State to have waste bags at their homes may soon attract a punishable offense, as the state government is planning to go tough on violators for not having waste bags at their residences. The managing director of the State Waste Management Authority, Loma Ibrahim Odubuni, dropped this hint on Wednesday during a media parley in Lagos. Odubuni pointed out the warning notice will be issued to all residences without waste bin, and by January 1st, 2023, the law will take its course on any residents without waste bin. He said this was part of the effort get towards achieving a cleaner environment with residences to be part of the focus. Odubuni also sounded a note of warning to residents migrating and dumping waste indiscriminately on their way from the residences to their places of work.
Notice under enforcement that some tenements are actually actively migrating waste. Say, for example, you are living in Alimosho and you work in VI, and when you are coming to work, you bring your waste with you. I want to assure you that Loma is now working with LASMA, Neighborhood Watch, and also with our enforcement team and Kai. If you are caught on our timestamp camera doing that, you will face.
About the activities of the PSP operators in the state is that the activities of the operators is closely related with the situation of the environment in the state. What am I saying? What I'm saying is that each time that the operator is doing well, evidently the environment also will be cleaner. But once the operator is not doing well, it impacts negatively on the environment. And we try, because of the laws we have for the state, because of the support we have from Loma, we try to still keep afloat since February that the rising cost of diesel.
A cultist arrested for terrorizing Ede town and its environ, Rashid Ahmed, popularly known as Okoilu, has been ordered to be remanded in Elisha Correctional Center. The suspect was arrested in his hideout by the police last Saturday after 3 months of being declared wanted for committing various capital offences. It was arraigned Wednesday afternoon on a 9-count charge at the magistrate court in Oshobo. The charge pressed against him include conspiracy, killings, engagement in unlawful society, and illegal possession of firearms, among others. The Chief Magistrate Olusegun Ayilara, after reading the charges or the charge sheet, said there was no need to take any plea from the suspect. It had ordered it should be remanded in Elisha Correctional Service and adjourned the case till the 7th of October 2022.
Some of the offences in the charge are capital in nature. So the magistrate lacks the jurisdiction to handle those counts that have to do with capital offences. So that is the reason why the court ordered that he be remanded in the correctional center, while the police are ordered to duplicate the case file for submission to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Osun State. The reason for taking such a longer date is for the Director of Public Prosecutions, Osun State, to have enough time to render legal advice, and possibly if he has any case to answer, the information will be preferred at the High Court.
We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll bring you your foreign stories on the news at 6.
A world of free entertainment awaits you. Anywhere, anytime, at the click of a button. A world where everyone is included. A world without subscriptions. A world where entertainment lives in your pocket, on your couch, and even in multiple places at once. This is a world of premium free. Why pay? Just watch.
Welcome. The Philippines has scrapped an order for 16 Russian military helicopters. An official confirmed Wednesday following reports former President Rodrigo Duterte decided to cancel it due to U.S. sanctions in Moscow. Manila, a long-time Washington ally, agreed in November to pay 12.7 billion pesos, about $228 million for the military Mi-17 helicopters as it seeks to modernize its military hardware. The United States and its allies imposed wide-ranging sanctions on Moscow in the wake of its assault on Ukraine in February. They are aimed at cutting off Russia from the global financial system and choking off funds available to Moscow to finance the war. The Philippine Defense Department was formalizing the determination of the contract spokesman Aseno Andalong said on Wednesday. Without mentioning U.S. sanctions on Moscow, said changes in priorities necessitated by global political developments resulted in cancellation of the project by the previous administration. And President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that war in Ukraine began with Crimea and must end with its liberation. Ukraine's president was speaking after a string of explosions hit a Russian airbase there, killing one person. Zelensky did not mention Tuesday's blast, but said Crimea is Ukrainian and we will never give it up, he concluded. Russia's defense ministry said ammunition detonated at the base. Meanwhile, Ukraine denied any responsibility for the explosions. In a separate development, Ukrainian officials say 13 people were killed in overnight Russia strikes in the central Dnipropetrovsk region and another one in the Zaporizhzhia region in the south. A fire that destroyed thousands of hectares of tinder dry forest in southwest France has flared again amid a fast drought and summer's latest wave of extreme heat, officials said on Wednesday. An additional 6,000 hectares, about 15,000 acres of pine forest, have burned in the so-called Landiras Blaze since Tuesday afternoon, forcing the evacuation of around 6,000 people, Gironde regional officials said in a statement. The fire is extremely violent and has spread to the Landes Department for the south, home of the Landes de Gascogne regional park, the prefecture said, and further evacuations are likely. No one has been injured in the coastal area that draws huge summer tourism crowds, but 16 houses were damaged near the village of Belin-Belit. The fire was spreading towards the A63 motorway, a major artery linking Bordeaux to Spain, with thick smoke forcing the road's closure between Bordeaux and Bayonne. Coming up next is Sports Stories. We'll be back. And welcome. The World Cup is set to start one day earlier than planned on Sunday, 20th November, with host Qatar taking on Ecuador. The Group A opener was due to be played on the 21st of November at 16:00 GMT as the third match of the competition. The opening match of the tournament was to be Senegal against Netherlands earlier on Monday. However, the administrative arm of the world governing body FIFA has submitted a proposal to move the Qatar game. It followed discussions with Qatar and their opponents, Ecuador, after receiving a request from the South American Confederation, CONMEBOL. It fits in with the tradition of either the host or the holders being involved in the opening match. Marcelo signed Chile's record goal scorer Alexis Sanchez on a 2-year contract. Sanchez, who left Serie A side Inter Milan by mutual agreement on Monday, completed his move to the French side following medical tests on Wednesday. The former Manchester United player had been linked with a switch to the League One club before being released by Inter. Marcelo depicted Sanchez as a superhero in an animation announcing the arrival of the 33-year-old forward. Sanchez scored 20 goals in 109 appearances for the 19-time Italian champions after joining from Manchester United on an initial loan deal in 2019. And Tottenham has agreed a deal to sign defender Destiny Udogie from Udinese. The Italy under-21s international will be loaned back to the Serie A side for this season, before joining up with Spurs for the 2023-2024 campaign. Although the deal is agreed, an announcement is not expected in the next couple of days. The 19-year-old left-back scored 5 goals and made 4 assists in 35 league appearances for Udinese last season. Udogie will be Tottenham's 7th summer signing following Ivan Perisic, Richarlison, Fraser Forster, Vez Visoma, Clement Lenglet and Gigard Spence. That brings us to the end of the news at 6 on MITV. Join us again at 9:30 for today's new primetime news. I am Tomi Singh Ajibokola. Good evening.